I made a video on here the other day comparing the American Revolution to China in the early 20th century, where they had their own revolution pushing back against European powers coming to their country, and eventually Japan too. I made a video for Chinese social media too, and although it got some good remarks, I also got a lot of negativity. People saying that we cannot compare these two events because the United States was founded on colonialism and killing Native Americans, while China was an indigenous country beforehand. Some other people even said that this is stupid because the concept of independence, that's like saying, oh, Chinese and Americans are the same because they were born. This made me a little sad because although I do agree that there is a difference between America and China, my goal is that I believe that the world, humans have all basically the same goals in life. We all value the same things: independence, love, friendship, but we all kind of value them differently. I might value friendship more than somebody else. Somebody else might value stability more than I do. I might value freedom more. And so I think in order to communicate between two vastly different countries, people need to understand basic concepts and how that we organize them in order to communicate properly. Even though we have loads of values, lots of values conflict. For example, if I do value freedom more than stability, I'm going to value freedom more than stability, while somebody else might not. Will have to give up freedom in order to be stable. The other thing is that what I want to communicate is that Americans also do the same thing as the people who were critiquing my video were saying, in that if I or Chinese people try to explain the way that they view the world to Americans, some Americans might say, "Oh, that's not true. That's not the correct comparison. How dare you say that Mao Zedong is the same as George Washington?" But the thing is that lots of Chinese people might see it that way, in the same way that a lot of Americans will look at the American Revolution with idealistic eyes. And so basically, I'm coming on here now to ask other people with similar experience to me, especially Asian Americans, how do you perceive the American Revolution? And if you have any emotional attachment to China going from what it was in the 19th century to now, does that change how you perceive the American Revolution? Do you find the same concepts in things like Sun Yat-sen and Thomas Jefferson? Do you believe that these people, even though they came from vastly different cultures, were they basically kind of saying the same thing or not? The unfortunate thing is that even when people try to find commonalities between divides, one side or both sides will still look at the other side and put their own values on that side, and it can prevent discussion from happening. So therefore, we need people who have experience in both sides, especially people who look the same as another side, to kind of bridge the gap. And that's why I am always going to be an outsider based off the color of my skin. So people who might look closer to Chinese people, it's up to you guys also to be doing this type of thinking. What is the similarity between our countries and how we can build a common way of communicating through using basic values